a soap business. What does that bring up inside of you? I'm guessing there might be two things. If this is a thought that you've had in the past, I'm guessing there might be two different things that this brings up. It might be a little excitement. Sometimes the thought of having a soap business is that little thought in the back of your mind that you almost don't dare to even say. Because if you said it, then that might make it something that you had to do and it's a little scary. But it always brings a little flutter of excitement when you allow yourself to think about that a bit. It might also bring a healthy dose of trepidation and just followed by the thoughts of who am I? Who am I to build a business? There are lots of soap makers out there already. There's not room. No one is going to want to buy my stuff. And all those thoughts usually kind of squish that excitement and that thought down. So it's something that just kind of exists as a daydream, but never really even gets started even in your mind because they kind of keep those thoughts, the excited thoughts held down. I'm here to tell you today that these thoughts, the thoughts of there's too many people, there's too much soap, there's no room for me, no one's going to want my stuff, all of these thoughts are false. There is room for you in the soap making industry. And I'm here to tell you there is room, and you don't need to listen to those voices that are telling you the opposite of that. So my name is Shanna DeHogue. I own Big Red Barn Goat Milk Soap and Sassy Soapers Soap Making Membership. And I want to talk to you today about that possibility. So go grab a coffee or whatever your drink of preference is right now, and let's chat about the possibility of making your soaping hobby into a business. Real life dangers of having a soap making business. Danger number one, your cupboards may not have dishes in them anymore. First, let's talk about the idea of market saturation. That's the idea that there are already too many soap makers, there are too many soaps, the market is flooded, there's more soap out there than there are people to buy them. By me building a business, I would just be kind of doomed to failure because all the people who want soap already have someone who's making soap for them, and there's no place for me in this picture. And that is the piece that is absolutely false. So I want you to think about this because we all people get stuck kind of navel gazing a little bit where what the thing that you're interested in really excites you and you're real excited about it, and maybe it's even a skill that you have if you have already started making soap, or maybe you've even been making soap for a long time. You look at this and you go, yeah, everybody's making soap. Everybody knows about this. Everybody's tried the handmade soaps, and it's just like, this is really common. Like everybody's doing it. And I tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. So if you think about it, how many people in the world that, clean themselves, how many people in the world are aware of handmade natural soaps? In our case, it would be goat milk soap, but it doesn't have to be that. So like, how many people are aware of those soaps and maybe using them on a regular basis? I would say of all the people in the world, we're talking about a small section of people here who are looking for that kind of soap. Now, of those people who are aware of it, in some regard, maybe they're using it, maybe they're interested in making it. Those who are interested in making it is a smaller group there inside this group of people who are aware of it. So now we have a smaller group of people who are interested in learning to make that soap. Now, inside that smaller group, there's an even smaller circle. You can't really see my circles there. An even smaller circle of people who have the idea that it would be exciting to learn to sell this soap. And of those people, there's a very, very small group. Let me make my circle as small as possible there. There's a very, very small group who will actually build that business. So where you are sitting here, you're in the group here that's interested in building a business, and you're looking around going, yeah, everybody's doing that. And it's not true. There's a very, very small group of people who, first of all, think that this would be fun and have the excitement and the drive to do it. But then the people who actually do it are a very, very small subset, even of just the people who are aware of soaps and aware of natural soaps or handmade soaps. They're a very, very small percentage of that. And this is a very, very small percentage of the rest of the world. So how many people are actually making and selling soap? It's not very many. So you are on the inside. These are my circles of interest. First of all, you have the interest in soaps, handmade soaps. Then you have the interest in learning to make them. Then you have the interest of the idea that a business would be exciting, but then the actual doing a business is very, very small. So you're on one of these like inner circles here, and I would bet you're on this circle of I'm interested in building this business. And you probably know people who are nowhere on these circles of interest. They're way out here somewhere. And they might even be people people who are friends of yours, and they're standing on the outside going, "What are you doing in there?" And you're going, "I'm making soap. It's so exciting." And they're like, "Well, I'd like to try some of that soap." And you go, "Awesome, here you go." And that's about as short as the path can be from thinking about building a business to actually having one. It can be literally that short, because those people, you just created a market. You just created someone. You didn't take a customer of someone else. You didn't take someone else's soap customer and convince them that your soaps were better. You created a brand new market, someone who was not aware of these soaps before, but they are willing to give them a try because you asked them to, or because you are making the soap. So now you invited them into that first circle, and you just made that circle bigger. You added people to it. You've created a brand new market for yourself. So the way to expand that circle and to make a little space for yourself in that customer base, is by talking about what you're doing. When you're together with friends, just mention, "Hey, I'm learning to make soap," or maybe "I've got some new soaps that are available. I'm really excited about them. They turned out really well," and see what happens. Likely, those people they might express some interest. They might even want to try the soap. They might even start talking to you about, "Can I purchase more?" They want to buy, not because your soap is the best. They want to buy because it's you and because they know you, and because they're interested in what you're doing, first of all. But afterwards, once they discover this amazing product that you're making, they're going to want more, and they're going to be loyal customers because they were first loyal to you, and now they'll be loyal to your product as well. So that's the very first spot where you're going to invite some people into that circle. But the place where it starts to take off is once they have tried your product, once they have realized that my skin feels so much better when I'm using her product than when I use anything off the store in the shelf in the store. And they're going to now be with other people. And somebody over there is going to say, "Gosh, I've just been itching for months. I can't find anything to help." And they're going to say, "Well, I know so-and-so, and they're making soap. Maybe their stuff could help you too." And all of a sudden, you have somebody you don't know asking you for soaps, and boom, you have a baby business. And it can be just that quick. So if this excites you and you'd like to hear more, we have another video that I called, "What am I going to do with all these soaps?" For people who have been making soap and it's starting to stack up in their house and they need an outlet for that. This is another video where we talk about a path that we have to help you get your soap business started. And you can click the link here to check that out if you'd like to learn a little bit more. Danger number 2. Your spare room may not be spare anymore. The reality is that other soap makers, people who are doing exactly what you're doing, your actual competition, are actually only 3% of the soap market and the skincare market in the world. They're only 3%. They're not actually your competition. Your competition is all the products that are sitting on the shelves at the stores. And the question there is, can you make the best soap on Etsy? Maybe, maybe not. But can you, that's maybe or maybe not. But can you make something better than what's on the shelves at the store? Absolutely. And that's not even a question. You can absolutely do that. So then, if that's the case, can you find people to be more interested in your product than what they're getting on the store? They want their skin to feel better using your stuff than it feels when they're using this stuff. Absolutely, that is absolutely a possibility. Now, if you are new to soap making and your answer there is, I'm not sure. I've not done this often enough to really know if what I'm making is better than the stuff on the shelf in the store. If you're feeling sketchy about that, we have a class for you. It's specifically about learning to make goat milk soap. And the link is in the comments of this video. So you can click that to check that out and learn some more if that is of interest for you. Danger number 3, soaps may become your new decorating theme. Does this make you excited? I hope so. Your next question likely is, how do I get started? What's the first step? The first steps are actually pretty straightforward, and you're going to have you'll be able to accomplish these easily. The first step is get good at making soaps. Decide what you're wanting to make, what you're passionate about, and then get good at it. Get so that you can predictably make a variety of scents and colors and have a variety of soaps available and that you are comfortable being able to make. Then the next step is test them on other people. Remember the people who are outside that first circle of interest who have no idea about handmade soaps or anything else soapy that way. Do some testing. Maybe these are people in your family. Maybe these are friends that you have. Maybe it's other acquaintances that you have. Just find some people to test your product and then ask them for feedback. Hang on to that feedback, especially the positive feedback, because it'll come in handy later when you're talking to other people about your products. Talk to them, and then the third step is talk about what you're doing. Mention it to your friends. Tell that one friend. Choose one friend. That friend who you know is going to listen and give you honest feedback about the idea. Mention what you're doing to that one friend and then see how they respond. Now make sure you choose that one friend carefully. Don't choose your Debbie Downer friend. Don't choose the person who's just going to go, well, that's a terrible idea. How are you ever going to do that? Don't talk to that person. That person doesn't have a vote. So, you just find that friend who will listen and give you honest feedback and just see what they say, see what their response is. Then the fourth thing you can do is to click the link in the comments of this video to join our business tips email list. You'll get a new business tip every week, and these are just going to be small steps of things to do or things to know to keep growing your baby business. There is space for you. You're not crazy for thinking that this could work. I know I was way too excited about selling soaps and lotion in the very beginning, as that I had any right to be. I told my husband several times, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing because I am way more excited about this about soap than I really have any right to be. And he kind of said, there, it'll be fine. But it's really turned out well on this end of it. Do these couple things. Get good at soap making, test your product, tell some friends, and then join our business tips email list. These are small things you can do, small steps that you can take, small investments of learning and time to continue getting your business up and running. I can't wait to see what happens when you take these first couple steps. In our next video, we're going to talk about who your customers could be, and specifically the question that's probably rolling around in your head, who would ever buy my soaps? They are out there, and we're going to give you a way that you can find them in our next video.